Hey folks, how you doing?
Hi,
Who are you?
I'm your fiance.
Oh yeah, I remember that. So, I'm Hayden. This is Florica.
Hi.
Yeah. So if you recall last year, I did a list of my favorite films of 2022. So this year, sorry for the lack of content, by the way. I have time to organize stuff, but this year I decided I'm gonna do it again. This time I decided to include Florica on this to give me her favorite as well. We both have each separate list. We both don't know what each other's is, so this will be interesting to see where this goes. First off, do you have any honorable mentions?
Um, yeah,
Okay.
and
I have my honorable mentions as well, so you go first.
all right. All right. First off, if there are any of these movies that you don't like,
Yes.
I respect your opinion,
Yep.
and I'd really appreciate it if you'd respect mine as well.
Yes, and keep in mind we haven't seen every movie this year. We're probably one of the few who haven't seen Oppenheimer. I haven't seen like Killers of the Flower Moon or some of the or was it the new Poor Things that recently came out that's getting praised, but like we haven't seen everything, so
Yeah, I haven't seen Tetris, and
Nope.
and I haven't seen Godzilla minus one, but he has.
You might see that.
Yeah, hopefully I'll get to soon. But anyway, you want me to go ahead and...
Yeah, say your honorable mentions first.
All right. Okay, my honorable mentions are Jesus Revolution,
Oh.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3,
Whoa.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Across the Spider-Verse,
Oh.
Barbie, Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken, The Little Mermaid, Leo, Candy Cane Lane, Dashing Through the Snow, Chicken Run, Donna the Nugget, and The Color Purple.
Oh. Oh, that's nice. So I wrote down and some of these might surprise you or not on my list, and some of the ones that I've seen she hasn't seen. My honorable mentions are Creed 3, the Super Mario Brothers movie. That's not on my list, shockingly. Evil Dead Rise, Fast X, because sometimes I just like stupid fun, and that franchise is my stupid fun. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, Barbie, Haunted Mansion. This one hurt me to take off the list. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. I wanted to put it on there, but I just barely missed out. Blue Beetle, the only good DC movie of this year, and The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I really wanted to put that one on here too, but there's a couple things that held it back for me. So anyway, those are our honorable mentions. So we'll start with our list. Well, you go first. We'll go back and forth, starting with number 10.
All right. Number 10 for me is Shazam 2. Yeah, last year he showed me Shazam, and I really enjoyed it. And so this year, I'm sorry. I'm getting used to it being a new year, it being 2020.
It's fine. It's okay. They understand.
Yeah, but anyway, we went to see Shazam 2, and I enjoyed that as well. And I know this might sound kind of weird, but I may have enjoyed it a little more than the first one. I don't know why. Maybe partially because it had some adorable kittens and a badass unicorn.
That might be part of the reason. For the record, I'm one who actually was disappointed with Shazam 2, because I love the first Shazam. That's my favorite DC movie of this now dead franchise. But so the second film actually left me really disappointed. I didn't think it was really that great. There was some entertaining moments that we liked. One moment that we both made us laugh because it reminded us involving a unicorn. So yeah, but I honestly didn't really like it a whole lot. But that's just my opinion. And so I respect it. She say she's better than the first film. I'm like, okay, I can respect that.
I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying I enjoyed it.
Enjoy it more. Okay, I get those feelings sometimes as well. Okay, so my number 10 is, this might be shocking that this is so low, The Boy and the Heron. So Hayao Miyazaki decided to come out of retirement and make his really for real final time, because Miyazaki says that a lot. I think he's even starting to work on a new film right now.
Really?
I don't know. I'm not sure what specifically. But The Boy and the Heron, we're both huge Studio Ghibli fans. We both love Hayao Miyazaki, so when we heard he is doing a new movie, you're just like, yes, I want to go see it. So this film is kind of interesting because it resorts back to Miyazaki's like fantastical realms, but also is kind of representative. Is more representative of his life, like his relationship with his mother that Miyazaki had, which shows in this film with the relationship with the main character. What's his name? Izuku?
I guess so.
I forgot.
I forgot.
I forgot the main boy in the film, like his relationship with his mother and his new stepmother came in, and it was real. And it's not my favorite Miyazaki film, but it was really good. First off, the animation's gorgeous because duh, like it's Studio Ghibli. What else would you expect from it? I liked a lot of the creature designs, especially. I liked not all the characters, but specifically the one I liked the most was the Baron himself. He was really entertaining. And keep in mind, we watch the English dub, and the one that shocked me most is Robert Pattinson plays the Baron. I did not even recognize that was him, so I got to give him all the props in the world. He did an amazing job in this movie. Everyone did, but him especially I was really impressed with. It's a little more on the complex side. It's one I might need to rewatch in order to fully comprehend. That's why it's a little bit lower. And again, it's not my personal favorite Miyazaki film, but it's one that I still say is a worthy return for Miyazaki to have see it on the big screen. Well, first time I've seen a new film on the big screen, I should say, from him. And if he has more in the future, go ahead and just bring it to me. Just help. Yeah, that's basically it. I never his boy in the herring. So.
All right, cool.
I prefer the title "How Do You Live in Japan." That's a better title because it's not really a story about the boy in the herring. That's not the main thing in this.
All right. Okay, for number 9 for me is, and prepare yourself because I know a lot of people hate this movie. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh.
This is kind of a case where I don't know if it's good, I don't know if it's bad, but I don't care. I still enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I remember playing the games back in 2014, and I thought they were really fun, as well as really scary. But that's what made them so fun. Mm-hmm. And it was really great to see a movie about it. Mm-hmm. And the story I thought was pretty well written, and the actors they did a good job. And
Matthew Lillard, I give the highest marks for him because I just like seeing him in a movie. He's always entertaining.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I personally enjoyed it. I don't know if I would consider it a good movie, but I don't necessarily find it all that bad either. I mean, mm-hmm. I feel like I would personally call it okay to say the least, okay. But as far as how much I enjoyed it, I enjoyed it quite well. Wow. It's a really fun little horror film, mm-hmm. and especially if you're a fan of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Okay. So
as someone who is not a fan of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, has never played them, I just went in just casually, and I'm just like, it's okay, I guess. It's not really that great for me in particular. I like the animatronics are nice. Like, they're not CG, so that helps it.
Yeah, the animatronics, they did look nice. They did a really good job with them. I think it was it Jim Henson?
Yeah, it was a Jim Creature Shop.
Yeah, they did a really good job with that.
I don't know how accurate they are to the games and how they're portrayed in this film, but I'm not going to say anything because I don't know. Maybe they are accurate. I don't know. But anyway. So I do have those films that it's probably not a better film on my list, but I like it more. So that's a couple. For example, for number 9, I have Scream 6. Now, I mentioned this last year. Ironically, I put the Scream 5 on my number 9 last year. So I'm actually a huge fan of the Scream franchise. So once this was announced, I was really excited to see what they have next. They're taking everyone to a new location, and yes, they don't have Nev Campbell anymore in this one, but I was like, well, maybe the new cast can stand on its own. And I thought they did. First off, this is the most brutal of the Scream films, definitely. There's a lot more hardcore gore in this one, which I really appreciated. A lot of great kills in this one. They try to switch things around with the tropes of the franchise, like be in a new location, try to play with your mind, like who Ghostface is in this one. Like they fake you out in the opening. I actually appreciated that, but it still went a direction that you kind of normally see. I do like these main characters. That they're not the OG cast except for Courtney Cox is still in this one, but I still enjoy these new cats like Jenna Ortega. I think she's really talented. I like Marissa Barrera as well. I wasn't as bothered with like the final act as a lot of people were. Yeah, it was kind of goofy in a way, but it's over the top. But most of the climaxes, most of the Ghostface reveals in the Scream franchise are kind of over the top. You've seen the first one, so you know they can go over the top as well when the killers are revealed in that one. But so yeah, I just thought like it's not really the best film, definitely not the best of the Scream franchise, but I thought it was at least entertaining. Now the thing that is sad is that now the main actors are now not going to be involved in the next Scream movie, and the director that they hired got quit as well. So honestly now I'm really worried about Scream 7, and honestly I don't think it's gonna be good because it's on the production. So I'd rather just stop here, honestly, because it had a decent stopping point, not great, but like I think it was an entertaining horror film. Slightly beat out Evil Dead Rise, even though I like that was actually an actual horror film. Anyway.
Okay.
No, that's
number 8.
Yeah.
Number 8 is Nimona.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nimona was a really good movie. I love the animation and I really like the relationship between the I forgot what the main character's name
Ballister.
was. Ballister, sorry. Yeah. Ballister and his love interest and Ambrosius. Yeah. They're a really cute LBGTQ couple.
Yes.
Yeah. I've only seen the movie once, but from what I remember, it's really good. Mm-hmm. The animation's great, the story's great, the characters are great. And Nimona's she's a really fun, crazy character.
Wild child.
A wild child, yeah. And I like how she can shape shift as different animals. I'm thinking of making one of those deviant art memes where I put her and Ralph the All-Purpose Animal from Twice Upon a Time together and ask, would these two be friends or would they kill each other?
I put Beast Boy in there as well. Like.
Yeah, good point. But anyway, yeah, Nimona was great. That's my number 8.
I'm not going to comment on that right now for a reason, because my number 8 is Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. Yep. So I'm a major fan of the Mission Impossible franchise, at least the movies. I haven't seen the original TV series, and so when the new ones come from the same director as the last 2 films, Tom Cruise is back, and I was really excited. I will say this is not quite on the same level as Fallout or maybe even Rogue Nation for me, but it still was thoroughly entertaining. Like the action scenes were still really great. There was a great car chase in the middle of it that was really cool. The climax on a train was actually great. You seen the trailer where Tom Cruise jumps off a motorcycle off a cliff and he's free falling. Really intense stuff. Just wish they didn't show all that in the trailer. That'd be great to see. An interesting plot on this one because one that's kind of hits harder now because the plot of the movie, you don't know this, but the plot of the movie is like stopping like this rogue AI is kind of the main threat in the film. So it's kind of relevant today when the actor strike was going on and AI was threatening to like take their careers from them. So it's kind of interesting to see the parallels there with this film in particular. Great welcome addition with Haley Atwell, actress I really love, like in Marvel films and Three Below or stuff like that. She was a great addition. I love her and Tom Cruise chemistry together. They're great. Still Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames. They're still great as always. Like I said, the action's great. The one thing, like the villain, not the AI, but like the villain that was there, he worked fine. I don't know if he was needed necessarily, especially they try to tie him to Ethan Hunt's past a bit, but he worked fine, but I don't know if he was necessary. And also, one thing that did bother me, there was one treatment of one character that I don't think was earned. It was basically just used to motivate another kid. It's the trope that a lot is very cliche at this point. I don't think I would buy that happening to this person, but besides that, like, and it's not my favorite Mission Impossible film, but it's one that I still was entertained by, and I think it was a fun action film. Not my favorite action film of the year, though. That'll come later. So, all right, that's my number 8.
All right. So let's see. My number 7 is
excuse me.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem.
Ah, so you put it on the list. So
yeah, that movie was really fun. The animation was great, and it was a nice origin story of the turtles. I know some of you diehard Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans might disagree and think that this is a better origin story, or that one is, or
I've seen multiple Ninja Turtle adaptations, so like I like variety, you know.
Yeah, me too. But anyway, I thought this one was good, and I thought it was really cool and fun to see all the different mutants, yeah, the different mutants, the different animals.
I like seeing the ones that we have that we haven't seen on the big screen. We've seen Bebop and Rocksteady like before, but we also got stuff like, say, Mondo Gecko, and you got a new one. You got the main villain is like Superfly. I think that's a new invention of this, because I don't know why it wasn't just Baxter Stockman, because that would have tied in. But like, I really like him. Ice Cube plays the villain. I thought he was pretty entertaining as well, and also I could kind of understand his motivations in a way. It's like what if the Ninja Turtles were like turned against humankind, pretty much. They didn't protect them. So I thought I like that.
Yeah, that was good, and I thought the ending was really sweet. How April was being accepted among the kids at school. No longer being called Puke Girl.
That was a great gag.
And also that the turtles were being accepted among society.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where that's gonna go. Like I know there's a sequel coming. I think a TV series on Paramount Plus. So like, this will be an interesting.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
And I also like that the Ninja Turtles actually felt like they felt like kids. They felt like teenagers in this one.
Yeah.
Right down to their voices. They're actually voiced by teenagers, which I thought makes it authentic.
Yeah, Donatello didn't sound like a teenager, though. He sounded like he was like 10.
No, he didn't. Yeah, that one, it took a little bit to get used to Donnie's voice.
But, yeah. Anyway, really fun movie. Mm-hmm. That's my number 7.
I really wanted to put Mutant Mayhem on the list, but just a couple films that came out late in the year booted it off, unfortunately. So that makes me sad. So my number 7 is actually Nimona.
Oh, okay.
So yes, I put Nimona on the list too. A lot of the same reasons that she pointed out earlier. I really love the animation, because I don't know if Blue Sky had most of this animation done before it got canceled, and then Netflix picked up and finished it, or most of it was done. But either way, if it was Blue Sky all the way, it's very different what they normally do. Like, not like the Peanuts, unlike the Sex of the Peanuts movie, but I really like the animation style. Kind of looks like a graphic novel of some sorts, like, in a way. I really like, because the thing I like was the story that I didn't know what was going to happen with Ballister being framed for a crime he didn't commit, and it's like it's on this, and so he meets up with Nimona, and they have a weird relationship, very rocky, but I really like them together. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I liked that we actually had a healthy LGBT relationship with Ballister and Ambrosius. Like, even though Ambrosius is like hunting him down the whole movie, you could tell that he really still cares for him. He doesn't want to. Like, the director is just enforcing it. And plus, also, you know, he kind of did, like, his sword like killed the queen. So what is he gonna expect? But there's really great action scenes, great chase scenes. It got really, it's like great emotions. This whole flashback of Namona's pass. It was really well done. The ending, especially, was emotional as well. It was a little bit of a cop out at the very end. I kind of would have preferred like where you thought it was going to end at first, but it was still nice. And like I haven't read the original graphic novel that it was based on, but so I wondered how much liberties it took with that. But it'd be one that I'd be interested to look into. But so a lot of the points that she pointed out is why I really like Nimona. So.
Okay, so for my number 6 pick is Elemental. I thought Elemental was really well done. Like, it's very creative. Like, you have these four types of people living together in the same universe, and they're each made of a different element. You have fire, water, air, and earth.
Heart.
And anyway, I thought I thought the animation was beautiful. The story was well written, and it was very. It had some complexities, and
Sure.
and I thought the relationship between between Wade and Ember was really sweet, and
The first romance that they've done since, I think, Wall-E.
yeah. Come to think of it, you're right. Yeah. Anyway, and it's also kind of a I also really like the music. It makes the movie kind of sort of tranquil and therapeutic.
Sure.
Like one night I was having trouble getting to sleep because I wouldn't stop coughing, and I was really sick that night, and my dad came down to check on me, and he said, you should probably watch a movie to get your mind off it, and so I did that. I went to the living room, and I got on Disney Plus and put on Elemental, and it kind of helped me fall asleep.
Okay.
There were times when I kind of woke up with a tickle in my throat and started coughing again, but for the most part it was helpful, and
Well, that's nice.
and it was and so anyway I really even though during my second viewing I fell asleep through some of it, which considering what I mentioned is kind of a good thing, but I'd still like to return to it. I'd like to go watch it again. It is a good movie, and it's very well done, and maybe not as great as, like, say, Inside Out or Coco,
No.
but still it's a good movie, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I for one think Elemental was just okay. It wasn't the worst Disney's done this year. But to be fair, when I did watch, I've only seen it once, and I also was in a bad mood when I was watching it. That was not a good day for me. So maybe if I rewatch it, I might like it more. But at the moment, I just think it was just okay at best. Maybe if I rewatch it, maybe it'll be like Luca, where I'll get a better appreciation for it on the second watch. But anyway, but I like this. But I like that it helped you through the tough times. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Right. So my number 6 is The Color Purple. So, funny thing is that I actually seen 3 different adaptations of The Color Purple just this year alone. I watched the original movie earlier this year, but to see the Spielberg film, kind of half focused on it a lot, but I thought it was at least interesting, although not really the film I would watch. Then I think a day later, me and Mom went to go see the musical in Winston, and I thought that was actually well done, a different theater experience from what I normally have. So I was thought the new adaptation of the musical I thought would catch my interest, and I actually really enjoyed it, probably more than the original movie. I like the musical tone it has. It does offset the depressing tone through most of it. It kind of helps through a lot of it, because I know you had a tough time through the first hour or so of the movie trying
Yeah.
to get into it. But like, which is fine. I knew about the stuff going in where she did not. So some of the rougher scenes of like abuse and like and depression and like infidelity was kind of rough on you. But while that's hard to watch at times, I thought it was done executed really well. I really like the actors and the singers in particular in this one because both Fantasia Barrino and Danielle Brooks reprised their roles from their Broadway versions of Celie and Sophia, and I thought they were really done. Danielle Brooks in particular, I've really grown to appreciate as an actress. She's really great in the role. She's probably the most entertaining person in the film. Great singing voice. I really like, and she and I remember like the dinner scene where she could like switch her emotion like on a dime, and I really liked that. That she was really great at that. Taraji P Henson as well. Shug Avery was really good as well. I usually like Taraji P Henson and stuff, so I thought she did really well with this as well. As well as Coleman Domingo, who was Mista. He was a hard character to root for because for most of the movie he's a piece of garbage, but portraying that he was really great at that. Like, and also want to give an honorable mention to David Allen Greer, who plays Shug Avery's dad. He's not a major role in the movie, but I just enjoy seeing him. And the first song in the movie had him sing a bit. I really enjoyed him in the film as the small screen time he had. So I thought it was a great adaptation of both the musical and the original film. Like, it was really bright. I love the way the musical numbers are shot. There's like different scenes that have like great shots in them, like the one where they're like in the black and white film in the one song. I think there's one scene where I think this is just when Missa was like out in the rain in the field. That wasn't a song, but that was like a great shot there. It reminded me a lot of Spielberg's West Side Story. A lot of the shots that in there, it reminded me of that. So it was a really beautiful looking musical as well. So I really enjoyed The Color Purple. Well, enjoyed is kind of a tension because there's a lot of rough stuff in it. It's not very fun for a while, but it pays off in the end, which is where you started to like it. It had more of an uplifting tone as well to it. So that's why I really like the 2023's Color Purple. So.
Cool. Okay. Number 5 for me is The Haunted Mansion.
Oh.
For one thing, it's based on one of my all-time favorite Disney rides. I've loved The Haunted Mansion ever since I was a kid. Yeah, I mean, I remember first going on the ride and I was like, ooh, this is so scary. And then when I got off, I was like, that was fun. I want to do it again. Anyway, the ride is that awesome. Mm-hmm. Anyway, this was a really good, well-written movie. I really like how we can sympathize with the main character, even though he's a little rough around the edges. We can feel for him because he lost his love, and that's really sad. And
he was the best actor in the movie.
Yeah, he was a really good actor. There were. I thought all the actors were good.
Why'd you like seeing people like Danny DeVito or Owen Wilson in there? They're always entertaining. Tiffany Haddish as well.
Yeah, and the story about Alistair Crump, aka the Hatbox Ghost.
Sure,
it was very very
interesting.
I guess so. I thought maybe I'd come up with like a more sorry, I'm bad with words.
Sorry, it's fine. We struggle sometimes. Like a more like you think that something could be more like creepier or something like that. That's fine.
Anyway, yeah. But anyway, yeah. I really enjoyed this movie. It was heartfelt at times. It was funny. It was dark. It knew how to be scary, and it ended nicely, and
sure.
And even though even though I don't hate the 2003 version with Eddie Murphy. I know most people do, but I'm actually fine with that version. But I thought the 2023 version was much better.
Yeah, it's at least a better version of it. I liked it more than a lot of people, much like her, but like it wasn't perfect in my. First off, Jared Leto had no reason to play that Bugs Ghost, and he was basically all CG, but so it didn't matter. I like some of the callbacks, but it's okay. It's perfect casting. And Jamie Lee Curtis as Madame Leota, so that's all you need.
Yeah, and it's nice that not all the ghosts were like pure evil. Like it in the end they like all become friends, I think.
They're actually happy haunts, you know.
Happy haunts.
Get that Eddie Murphy version. They're happy haunts.
Yeah, and I thought that was really cool, and and the thing about the little boy and his dad was really had some emotion to it, you know, and it was it was a nice way to teach people that sometimes as hard as it is, sometimes you just gotta let go.
Yeah.
Like if you lose a loved one, you can't let it affect the rest of your life like that. I mean, yeah, you can wish that they were still with you, but sometimes it's just, I mean, it's best just to let go and move on, because that's what they would want for you, right? Because, so anyway, yeah. I really like The Haunted Mansion. It was a great movie.
Very nice.
So
that was nice.
Your turn.
Hey, so my number 5 is actually Godzilla -1. So most people probably have this way higher on the list, which I can say it's probably a better movie. And keep in mind, I'm not a major Godzilla fan. I've seen some of the older films. I've seen the original. I've seen the new franchise from Godzilla 2014 up to Godzilla versus Kong. How much of a Godzilla fan are you? Like, are you just like in the middle range?
I guess so.
Yeah, like I'm not. I haven't seen like some of those legendary films, so I didn't really care about this when it first came out. But everyone was praising it as amazing, so I had to go see it for myself just to see what the buzz about. And yeah, they're pretty much right. This movie was really good, and it's one of the first Godzilla films actually we care about the people, because usually I don't care about the people at all. Like even the 2014 Godzilla and like the King of the Monsters, they're guilty of that too. I do not care about the people in that at all, except for Bryan Cranston in the 2014 film. But this one actually, the reason I care is because it actually gave a human story to it about this man who pretty much like he was too afraid to do this one thing when Godzilla attacked, and so all of his crew pretty much die because he didn't do this one thing. So that kind of really psychologically affects him. So I really like seeing that. And plus, also, he comes across this woman and a baby that's not hers, and so they both pretty much are raising it. And he doesn't want to let them into his life because he's just afraid, pretty much, of like the trauma that he endured. And that actually was really interesting. I was invested in that. There's one scene that happened in this when Godzilla was attacking like the town, and one moment happened actually was really surprised me, and I actually got invested. So that's something. And speaking of Godzilla, this is probably the most brutal and evil Godzilla's ever been. Like, he's legitimately a threat. First off, if this is a low budget, Godzilla looks really good for the low budget they had. He's really pretty scary at times. They play his original theme from like the original film. So when they play that, it gives me kind of chills at times. And the way he's shot is great. He creates great, like this, lots of destruction. And it actually is nice to see this film, instead of having another monster battle Godzilla, actually all the people in Japan come together to try to stop him, which is really nice. It's a nice little change. It's kind of like the original film where they take him down, except this is as much of message about the nuclear weapons. But for the few Godzilla films I've seen, this one's probably one of my. This one's pretty up there. Might be my favorite I've seen so far. I really was amazed at how good this pulled off. And it's probably the first foreign film I've seen in theaters where it was all Japanese subtitles, so I actually had to read and pay attention. It did kind of slow down a little bit me in the second half where they're actually trying to strategize how to stop Godzilla. It was a lot of planning. It's kind of like the original Star Wars. It's like when they're plotting what to do about the Death Star if it took 20 minutes. So that's what my thought, but I get they're setting it up for a payoff later. I understand that. But it was still if you're a major Godzilla fan, go see it. Well, okay, you probably can't because it's probably not playing anymore. But seek it out as you can. It was really good. As someone who's not a major Godzilla fan, I thought it was really great.
All right. Number 4 for me, and I don't care what anyone says.
Oh boy.
Number 4 for me is Wish. Yeah, I know a lot of people hate this movie. It's been getting a lot of hate on YouTube, and I'm really sick of that. I mean, enough already. I don't care. Okay, I don't think Wish was that bad.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry.
Did
about
I
that.
do that?
Nope. Sorry about that, folks. my bad.
Yeah. Seriously, I thought.
Just keep talking.
Yeah, sure. It may not have reached the same levels as Hunchback of Notre Dame, Beauty and the Beast, or Encanto, but come on, does it really deserve that much hate? I don't think so. I thought even if it wasn't the absolute best Disney movie ever written, I mean. It was enjoyable at least, and I really like seeing all the different Disney references.
Sure.
And I thought all the characters were interesting. And the heroine Asha was really pretty and cool, and I liked her song This Wish, and the villain was cool. I like the 7 friends. I think out of them, Safi was my favorite. I really liked how he had such a strong connection with chickens, and I thought he was cute. But and I like Star. Star is awesome.
Yeah, well, it's basically what's it from Mario?
Well, yeah, but actually, I've recently learned this that. The design of Star is actually based on a deleted scene from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, where Snow White has this dream that she's dancing in the heavens with her prince, and there are a bunch of little stars dancing around them, and they have that cute little face.
Okay, I did not know.
Yeah, but my favorite character of all was Valentino the goat. I love goats. I thought Valentina was just so adorable, and I really enjoyed hearing Alan Tudyk's voice acting of him, and even though some may say that he was pretty much pointless, I know you said he was, and I don't care. I'm glad they left him in there, and I thought he just made the movie all the more fun for me. Literally this happened. When me, him, and my brother came out of the theater after seeing Wish, and after I heard him say that Valentina was like a pretty much a pointless character. When we got into the car, I was like, oh, by the way, the goat was my favorite character. I deal with it, and I put some sunglasses on. But yeah, I really like Valentino, no matter what anyone says, and also I really liked all the songs. All the songs, even the Pointless Animal one.
None of the songs are top tier Disney.
Yeah, they may not be the best songs in a Disney film, but I still enjoyed them personally, and I and all in all, I really don't think Wish is a bad film, and I really don't think it deserves all this hate. And for those of you who disagree and want to force your opinion on me, forget you, and double forget you. I'm just sick of all this hate. Just shut your mouths. I don't care. I liked Wish. Deal with it.
And I don't think she wants to hear my opinion on Wish anymore. So if you want to know my opinion, go on the internet. Like you've heard it all before.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I mean, you know what? Great. I love your speech. Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry about the technical difficulties, by the way. I'm filming this on my phone in one take, so my apologies for that. Okay, so my number 4 will be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Okay.
So Marvel has not really been having a great year. I'm just gonna put it that way. But in my opinion, they've had both honestly, for the content they put out this year, they've been half and half. They've had crap like Secret Invasion and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, I thought the Marvels was at least at the best. But they've also had really good stuff like Loki Season 2, What If Season 2, and also Guardians 3. Because James Gunn was pretty much left alone throughout this and knows what he's doing. Now, is this the best of the Guardians films? I don't know. Because there were certain things in this one that did bother me personally. Like, I don't really like... Some of the jokes didn't land for me. I feel like... Well, I enjoy Adam Warlock's actor. I don't know if he wasn't really needed in the film, except for one scene in particular. And I don't like how Peter pretty much is trying to get back this version of Gamora, even though it's not his Gamora. It kind of got old after a while. But with that said, what does work well in this is the camaraderie between the Guardians themselves, which is great in all 3 films. I love all these guys. They mean a lot. They mean a lot to me. Star-Lord, Drax, Mantis, Nebula, Groot. Like they're all even someone like freaking Kraglin and Cosmo. I really like them as well. The dog, like that. I thought they were well done. Great action. Probably the best action in the Guardians films, particularly that hallway fight with all the Guardians. That was really, really good. It's really awesome. I did like the villain. I thought he was an interesting take. He's probably one of the most hateable villains in the MCU because he's literally like torturing animals. So you kind of have a reason to hate him. I thought like the actor, I forget his name, but he's from Peacemaker. I thought he was really great as well. He sometimes goes a little over the top, like he shouts a lot, and so he could have been more intimidating as well. He pretty much thinks himself like he's God, pretty much. He even says that at one point, he even says that at one point. But I still think that. But the thing that cements this film, even with all its problems, the thing that cements this as high up for me is Rocket. Rocket is my favorite Guardian. I'm sure he's most people's as well. And like this just cements he's one of the best Marvel characters ever. His backstory is done really well. Like frick. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry about this. I don't know what's happening. His backstory is done really well. I really think it's really emotional. You can kind of predict what's going to happen because you don't see his friends in the future, in the present. I'm sorry. But that was done really well. There's one scene in particular when Rocket's like almost dying that really got to me. It made me really emotional. And like his character arc in all of the franchise from the first Guardians to now, it includes Endgame as well, but was really great, and that he's what cements this film as higher up for me, even though I have more issues with that than say Godzilla -1, for example. So that's why that's my number 4.
Okay, number 3 for me.
I'm sorry, folks, about this.
Okay, number 3 for me is Wonka.
That's my number 3.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we can both talk about Wonka. Okay.
Yay. All right. Well, Yeah, personally, I thought Wonka was like the best musical of the year.
Yeah.
I love the
Yeah.
songs. I especially love the song a World of Your Own. I would listen to it over and over and over so I can learn all the words. It's
That's what
just
I would do.
such a beautiful song.
Yeah.
It just has such a bright, cheerful feel to it. And
the songs what surprised me in this the most because I didn't know if I was gonna like them, but like from the first opening song, "Hat Full of Dreams," I was just like, I'm in. But what really like because I had doubts because I for one actually like both versions of Willy Wonka of Charlie Chocolate Factory, both the original and Johnny Depp. So suck it, haters. But freaking. But so I didn't know. But when I heard it's a Willy Wonka prequel, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it all that much. But Paul King, director of the Paddington films, just shows what he does best, which is British family whimsy, pretty much. That's what he's good at. So I thought he's a perfect pick for this film.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I really liked how I forgot his last name, but
Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet. Yeah, I really liked how he acted as Wonka. I thought he was really really sympathetic and heartfelt and
He's more the eternal optimist than Gene Wilder was. He doesn't have a snark. But I see this more of a, while it incorporates stuff from the original Willy Wonka, I see this more as like a reboot, quote, kind of like, because there's elements of the original film, it also kind of does its own thing at times.
Yeah.
So you can make your own interpretation of like what universe this is, kind of.
yeah, and he has a very beautiful singing voice too.
He's not the best singer, but like he sells it well enough. Like,
yeah, and it just the movie overall is just a real treat. No pun intended. It's how he put it, whimsically delightful.
Yes, that's how I describe this as best. I love all the other actors that play supporting characters. I always love them entertaining. Olivia Colman's always great.
Yeah.
And she pretty much is like he's kind of a version of Miss Trunchbull from Matilda. And speaking of Roald Dahl, is great. Her and her like assistant, they're great. Keegan Michael Key's great as the chief of police. He has a fun running gag. I love the villains, like the Chocolate Cartel. They're really goofy, so you can't really take them seriously, but I kind of make them more fun. They're kind of so over-the-top evil that it's kind of entertaining for me. I like the Wonka's relationship with the girl Noodle.
Yeah, me too.
That was well done as well. I thought she did a great act as well. Some of the CG's a little off in this, like the Hugh Grant's Oompa Loompa looks a little weird. Like also Rowan Atkinson's in this as well. He doesn't have a lot, but he's fun when he's on screen.
There is a scene with him and a giraffe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What is this? Like, have you ever tried to milk a giraffe? You'll understand when you watch it. But yeah, Wonka's probably the biggest surprise of the year for me. It's the one that I actually really like. It's probably not better than some of the ones I have lower, but it's the one I enjoy more than some of the other ones. So yeah, that's both our number threes, I guess. You can go number two. Yeah.
All right. Number 2 for me is The Boy and the Heron.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, I just thought this was a really beautifully done movie. I mean, I wouldn't expect any less from Studio Ghibli.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're Earwig and the Witch.
Yeah, Earwig and the Witch. But anyway, yeah. This movie, I enjoyed it so much that I might even put it in at least my top 5, if not my top 3 favorite Studio Ghibli films.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed it that much.
Mm-hmm.
It like most Studio Ghibli films, it's beautifully animated, well written. And I thought I really enjoyed seeing all the different kinds of creatures. Like
this will make you afraid of parakeets.
Yeah, and there are these like cute little marshmallow spirit things. And this. Yeah, I know that the story may be a little hard to follow at times, but
it's a little complicated.
Yeah, as you get farther into it, you might be more likely to understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just whenever just whenever the heron would show some human teeth, I was at first I was just surprised, but then later on it just got flat out terrifying.
But that's what Miyazaki likes to do. He'll either delight or terrify you.
Yeah, but yeah, it became less scary when we realized that it was really a little man in a heron suit. But
Best thing in the movie is him.
yeah, but just yeah, it's really everything you'd expect in a Studio Ghibli film. A nice creative story, beautiful music, awesome animation.
Oh yeah, that's another thing I forgot to mention. The score by Joe Hisaishi, is that his name?
Guess.
He's the usual composer for Ghibli films. He's great. The score is great. As usual, like from him. So that's another plus.
So yeah, I really love this film, and I can't wait for my family to see it. They're gonna love it.
Mm-hmm.
And
It'll probably be on Max eventually.
oh, awesome!
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
And for those of you who haven't seen it, whenever you get the chance, please go see it. You'll love it. I mean, at least if you're a Studio Ghibli / anime fan.
Mm-hmm.
But
if you're not, it's not gonna be for you.
Yeah, but yeah, great movie. Loved it.
We saw the English dub, so if y'all the sub or die, go ahead watch the Japanese version. Either way, it'll probably be fine either way. Anyway, so my number 2 is John Wick Chapter 4. So this one, like, I won't say for a while. I wouldn't say for a while, but this one is the best action film for me. I love the John Wick franchise. For me, has been probably the best modern action franchise of all time. I've loved all of them. All of them are equal to me, and at least in terms of action, all of them are amazing. Keanu Reeves can do no wrong. He's always great in the action roles, and this one is the biggest in scope. And I've heard that they might do a 5th film. I kind of don't want one because where this ends, I thought it was perfect. So I thought it was. It took a while for the action to kick in, so I was kind of curious at first. I was still invested because I was invested in the previous films, but once the action just kicks in, it goes hard and it does not stop. Like you'll keep going. There's so many great action set pieces where John Wick's in like this, like was it like I forgot what it was. It was like it's like this place like there's like glass everywhere and like there's a fight with him and with nunchucks. It was really great, and every time he fights with Donnie Yen in this, who's also great in this, is really great. Although Donnie Yen's kind of getting typecast as like blind, badasses pretty much because he was also in Rogue One as well. So it's kind of funny, but he's good at it. What can I say? There's a great fight on with what's his name? Is this big guy with the golden teeth? He was great. I wish he survived longer in the film. But that was great. The fight on stairs, that was pretty funny, but also it was brutal and great at the same time. There's a great overhead shot, where they're fighting like these explosive guns. It is great. There's this one guy who's like a hitman of sort, and with his dog, great action. Great actors in this. What's his name? Pennywise. He's the villain in this. Like his actor, I forgot. I think Bill Skarsgård. That was it. He's a slimy piece of crap in this, and I really enjoyed him. Everyone else's return is great. Ian McShane, Lawrence Fishburne, Clancy Brown was in this, which I like seeing him. What's his name? Who played the concierge? He passed away. He passed away earlier this year, so this was his final films. It was great to see him. He was in the previous films. Like, it was great to see him one more time. But I really love the John Wick franchise. Like, how this ended, I thought was great. I love all the action was amazing. It was emotional at times. Keanu Reeves is great. Everyone's great. Everything, it was greatly shot. I loved everything about it. I thought it was fantastic. It should be the end to the John Wick franchise, but who knows? They want money, so who knows what's gonna happen. I got an idea what your number 1 is, so I think we both say it at the same time. Ready? 1.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead, Kim.
1, 2, 3. The
Super Mario Brothers the movie. Yeah, I just love this movie so much. One thing that really made it special for me was that it came out around around my birthday,
Yeah.
and we went to see it on my birthday, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
Oh, yeah.
The animation was good.
yeah.
The characters were fun. Of course, having grown up with Mario games, I wouldn't expect any different. Yeah, the music was great. The story was great,
Oh, yeah.
and
I like the incorporated stuff from the wasn't it Brian Tyler did the music? They incorporated the themes from the game. That was great.
yeah, I love that. Yeah, and
Didn't like the pop songs though.
yeah, I remember I remember watching my brothers play well, at least Evan played like Super Mario RPG, and I remember my little brother would play Yoshi's Story, and so they kind of helped me get into Mario,
Oh.
and as I got older, I learned to appreciate it even more, and when we went to see this movie, I really enjoyed it a lot. I really enjoyed the how it goes between two worlds, like the real world where Mario and Luigi really live, and the Mushroom Kingdom. And all you have to do is like go through pipes, and I thought that was really cool, and I remember he got a really big kick out of that little star who kept talking about death and
Lumos
misery.
is great. Is the best thing in the movie outside of Jack Black. It's Bowser, who's amazing in this. He's clearly the one trying. Everyone made a meme out of Peaches, and yeah, it's great. What can I say? even I got obsessed with it.
Yeah, but I enjoyed every I just
Yeah.
words can't describe how much I
It's a
enjoyed
lot.
this
It's a lot of
movie.
feeling, especially if you're a Mario. If you're a Mario fan, it's great. It's not It's a basic plot, but I feel like it works fine for this. Kind of like the first Sonic, where a basic plot's fine, so we can set up stuff. We can have ease fans in, and then we can go crazy later. Especially post credit scene introduced, set up her favorite character. So
Yeah, I remember they showed like the Yoshi egg, and then a little piece of his shell popped off, and you heard like Yoshi, and I was like, eee! I was so excited.
Christopher Walken should play Yoshi.
Or how about Weird Al? He'd make a good Yoshi.
Ooh, that'd be great. I think I was on the hate train for Chris Pratt as Mario before the movie came out, and I think he's fine in the film, but I feel like any other actor could play him. I feel the same way about the upcoming Garfield movie. I feel like anyone else could play him other than Chris Pratt, but he hasn't ruined the movie for me. Everyone else is great, like Luigi and Bowser and Anya Taylor-Joy's Princess Peach. They're great. One of your favorite voice actors, Kevin Michael Richardson, he's a major role in this. He was Bowser's main henchman.
Kamek?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of your favorite voice actors. So.
And yeah, I thought Toad was really cute too.
Oh yeah, King Michael Key. So yeah.
Yeah, I know the woke culture is going to disagree with me here, but I really liked how they made Peach a strong, independent woman.
Honestly, she should have done everything herself. Because she needed to train Mario in order to go on the journey.
Yeah, it just shows that she's way more than your typical damsel in distress. I've been really hating the hate she's been getting for getting kidnapped so much and needing rescuing.
Now they can complain that Luigi's getting kidnapped all the time.
I don't think either of those characters deserve hate. I think they're both great in their own right.
Yeah.
And I think all the characters are great in their own right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I really love this movie, and I'm guessing there's going to be a sequel, and I can't wait for that.
Well, the $1 billion will probably guarantee there's a sequel. Like, if only Barbie didn't beat it slightly, they would be the only two that. But hey, I wanted to put Mario on this, but like a couple things booted it off. I enjoyed Mario as well as someone who's not a major fan. But my number one is another animated film. It's one that I hope will be number one since it first announced, and yep, it paid off absolutely. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So big shock, love Into the Spider-Verse. Just big, I think it caught the whole world on fire. So ever since then, I always wanted a sequel. I wanted to come out. It was supposed to come out last year, and then got delayed because, unfortunately, the unfortunate thing is the animators were not treated very well. So that's a downside on the production makings that I'm not gonna fault the movie for, but before now, Beyond the Spider-Verse is not coming out this year because of that. So Phil and Chris Miller need to learn to treat their animators better. So please, but the movie itself, I thought was pretty much on par with Into the Spider-Verse. It was amazing, like great. First off, much like the first film, the animation spectacular at Spider-Man, because spectacular Spider-Man is a cameo in this, made me happy. And the PS4 Spider-Man, but it was like animation's gorgeous. I love that each world, each first universe they go to has different art style. Like Gwen has like more like a ink and paint back art style. Like what's his name? Freaking Hobie. Like he looked like a wild like punk rocker. Like looked like a newspaper at times. Very wild. Was it Mumbai Spider-Man? That was great as well. I really liked that. You had like a Renaissance looking vulture that showed up. That was the animation was created. There's a Legos verse done by like that was done by a high score. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah. I think he did like a trailer of Spider-Verse in Lego form, and they decided to just hire him to do a scene in the movie. So that was great. I love that. Like, I love all the characters. Miles Morales, shut up, you racist pieces of crap. He's amazing. Freaking, I love Miles' character. Like, I don't read a lot of comics. I don't know how he is in that or like the PS4 game, but this version of Miles I think is really well done. I like his arc in the film. Well, I guess his arc isn't complete because the one thing that puts this below across Into the Spider-Verse because it's kind of a half film. So that's the only thing I would say that puts this below that because we don't know what's going to happen next, so the next film could make or break it. But I thought Miles pretty much becoming his own Spider-Man, because they bring up in the film that he wasn't supposed to be Spider-Man because the spider bit him, came from a different universe. So Miguel O'Hara is like telling him that he's just like a rift in the timeline or a rift in the universe. And so but he's pretty much just like, well, I'm going to do my own thing. I don't care what you say. The end. And that's great. Gwen Stacy got more screen time in this. She kind of has the character arc of the movie, learning to like let people in and trust others, realize that there's a flaw in like the fixed time, like the fixed point. That was a great. Miguel O'Hara is an interesting character for me. That he pretty much is kind of the villain of this, but he also might have a point, but we don't know. Maybe his logic is flawed. Oscar Isaac did an amazing job. Same thing with the acting. The acting is great. Shameik Moore, Haley Steinfeld, Jake Johnson, who played Gwen, I like Miles' mom get more screen time in this. She was really great as well. The Spot, I love The Spot as a great. He starts off as a joke, which I really like. Jason Schwartzman plays him, so he's funny as well. But he actually turns into a legit threat. Got to a point where he gets pretty scary. So I'm really excited what they do with him in the second film, and maybe he's gonna be a terrifying threat more than Kingpin in the first film. That might be interesting. So it's funny that my number ones for both years are the stylized animation because last year I Puss in Boots, Last Wish is number one. So but if you love comic books, if you love Spider-Man, go see this movie. It's not just cameo fest. There's a lot of Spider-Mans. A lot of Spider-Mans. Okay, there's so many. I'm gonna have to go with my Blu-ray copy and pause it and see how many there were in the film. But it's not just, hey, look at that, look, reference that, here's a reference there. It tells a really legit story as well as putting like Easter eggs in there for hardcore fans. And that's what a great like multiverse story should do. Hear that, Flash? But I thought Across the Spider-Verse was amazing. I don't know when Beyond the Spider-Verse is going to come out now. Hopefully it comes out soon, maybe next year. And I hope it's just as amazing as the previous two films. So that's my number one. So, well, and so that's our list. Sorry about the technical difficulties again. This is kind of a on the fly kind of thing. So tell us what y'all's top 10 films of the year are, and comment down below if you want us to do this again sometime. Maybe do some movie reviews and stuff like that as something comes out. That's up to y'all and also up to us as well. So just comment down below and let us know. And we'll see you later.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.